If you guys need a little spring cleaning motivation, you're at the right place. While I'm doing a little bit of motivation cleaning, getting ready to decorate, I like to get everything dusted all at once. It's a great feeling to have everything done and fresh. It's so refreshing. Just in case you guys were wondering, when I move furniture here in my home, that I have these little felties on all of my furniture so that it doesn't scratch up my hardwood floors. So all of the pieces of furniture have those little felties. You can get them at any hardware store. I find mine at the Dollar Tree for just $1, now $1.25. Now, one thing that's been on my list is my craft room. I don't know whether to call it a craft room or a sewing room or an exercise room anymore, but I'm really hoping to get in there and tackle that this year. It was on my list of organizing, but unfortunately I didn't get to it, so that's going to be a separate video. But guys, I am really thinking about clearing a lot of things out. What I'm showing you here is some toilet paper cardboard rolls, and I'm going to cut them in half. And I've seen this either on Pinterest or maybe Instagram. When mopping my floors, I love my old cedar spin mop. I do love to use the Spick and Span Sun Fresh. It makes my house smell so, so good. Unfortunately, they're no longer putting this out on the shelf, so I went to spickandspan.com. They also have a 1-800 number. So I called that and left a message, as well as leaving my email address asking them to bring that product back, because there is some people that is trying to sell one bottle for $45 to $68 a bottle. That's just ridiculous. Okay, I am going to pick up the rug for spring and summer. I don't know, it just has this warm feeling, but I sort of want things to feel a little more cool for the spring and summertime. So I'm going to put the rug away for these seasons, and then I'll bring it back out in the fall. I do love the rug. I got it off of Amazon, and if I mention anything about Amazon and where I got it, I do have an Amazon storefront. You can go check that out for that area, if it's living room, dining room, whatever room, and you can find a lot of the items that I talk about under my storefront on Amazon, and that link is in my description box. I'm going to go ahead and take out all of the pillow inserts and freshen them up, run them through the dryer, fluff them up, put the winter covers away. Now, this chore here is something that I like to do every time I'm fixing to decorate for a new season, and that is move my sofa and my end tables. And I like to vacuum and mop underneath. It's a great feeling to know that there's no popcorn crumbs or anything under there, any kind of little mice or bugs or anything like that. We live in the country, so we don't have any kind of infestation in our home whatsoever, but I don't want one either. Mr. Fix-It's going to come in and help me. There is a plug he put in when we moved in the middle of the floor under this sofa, because our sofa is electric. So it's push button recline. So he's going to help me get that done. Now, for the fireplace, we just cleaned it up. We're not going to use it anymore. It is spring, and I just have some birchwood logs that I like to put in there. I put spring flowers in a basket in it last year, but I'm just going to put the birchwood in it for this year and cleaned up that area. I am thinking about moving the chairs over here, the two chairs on each side of the fireplace. And I'll share a picture at the end here because I actually move it over. Now look at those curtains with the spacers in it. I like how that turned out. So if I keep these, we just need to lower the rod about 3.5 inches. So I don't know if I'm going to spend the money on new curtains. And here is the side that's not done. I don't have enough of the little spacers yet. They're just toilet paper roll holders and cut in half. My entry is all ready for all of the spring items that I want to put in there. I'm not going to change this out right now. There's so much stuff on my hutch that I'm not even going to fool with it. I dusted it when I decorated it last time, but I did clean under it. But I just didn't want to fool with taking all of that stuff off right now. It was overwhelming, so I'm going to leave it for another day. Hey, I do want to mention, you guys, a way that you can support my channel is by giving me a thumbs up, a like, and a comment. If you don't know what to say, just give me a couple of hearts. It lets me know that you guys are watching. I didn't think anybody was watching and was really about ready just to give up and quit. I'm not really a quitter, but I'm glad to see that you guys are still watching. My table's all cleaned off, ready to be decorated. Okay, listen, guys, if you made it this far and you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me, and so that you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. I've got lots of decorating videos and some cleaning videos, a little bit of organizing, and possibly some thrifting. I do have another channel all about thrifting that's linked in the description box below. It's called The Lancaster Thrifter. Go over and check it out. I'm getting a little bit more active on that channel. And if you don't want to leave a comment, don't forget to leave me a couple of hearts. That lets me know that you are watching my videos, so I will continue. So thank you guys for being here. I appreciate that you've made it this far in the video. Moving in here in my kitchen, look at me, guys. I'm going to the silverware drawer to get a cloth to do dishes. How many of you do that? But anyway, I want to go ahead and hand wash these items that I purchased from at home, these canisters, and get them all cleaned up and ready to go. And I want to do a spring decorating in here in my kitchen, and probably by the time this video comes out, I would have already showed my spring kitchen decorated. But this is the cleaning part, and I want to share this with you. This is one of the reasons that I love doing decorating for YouTube, for you guys, is that it motivates me to get into each room and each section to get it cleaned up. And I really do like to clean it up. Now, this is a spring cleaning. Something that I haven't done for a while is get behind my stove and refrigerator. It's probably been a couple of years. It's not something that I have to do every year because I try to keep things dusted up, and I try not to spill any food while I'm cooking in between my stove and the countertop. I try to be really careful about that anyway. But to clean my sink, I got this Clorox clean up, and I just spray it on and leave it 5 or 10 minutes and go back and spray it off, and it's just no scrubbing. Now, I have the stove top cleaner I bought last year, and I haven't even done anything with it. It sort of goes on like a car wax. I don't want to use anything that's going to scratch my stove top, like a scouring pad or anything like that. So it just said to use a paper towel. So I folded up a paper towel, and I'm just going to continually go in a circular motion and try not to get that, what I call car wax, on the side of my stove where the rubber meets the enamel. Because once you get that in there, it's really hard to get out. My front two burners are the worst, and we just recently had a spillover on this burner here on the right, so it's going to need some extra attention. But I'm just going to continue to rub this until I get all of that residue off of the top of these burners. You can see it drying already. Then I will just take another paper towel or two and wipe this off, and then use my spray way and polish it up. So I really do like how this has cleaned my stovetop. Where I had the spillover, I could probably do it again, but we cook a lot on our stove, so this might be something that I get out on a monthly basis and do, unless I have a spillover. Did I ever tell you guys a story when the mouse got in my kitchen? It was shortly after we moved in, and Larry was outside working on something, maybe his new shed or something like that. I was sitting in the living room, and I wanted to probably go get me a glass of tea. And when I walked into my kitchen, it was the dark kitchen. We had not done the kitchen makeover at that time, but when I walked in the kitchen, I caught something moving out of the corner of my eye back there on the countertop on the right of my stove. And the stove was black, the refrigerator was black, the countertops was black, the cabinets were a really dark brown wood, and everything was just really dark in there. But when I caught that on the corner of my eye, I looked over, and there was I don't think it was a mouse, guys. A mouse is the size of my hand and smaller. This thing was about a lot bigger than my hand and a longer tail, and it was just sitting there on my countertop staring back at me, because I must have startled it as much as it startled me. So I run out of the house, told Larry. He came back in, I stayed outside. And I don't want to know how he got it. I don't want to know what he did. I'm like, don't let me know. I was already cringing just to think that a rat or mouse was in my house. He shortly came out and got me and told me that it was gone. He took care of it. He bleached up the countertop and cleaned that up. I had to find out how a mouse or rat was getting in my house. So we discovered that under the kitchen sink, where the pipe goes through the wall, there was a gap. That's the only thing that we could find that maybe it was getting in. When we redid our kitchen, we reinforced around any gap, any hose or pipe or anything that was running outside with metal, so that they're not going to chew through wood or drywall or anything like that, because we do live in the country. And I do clean up my kitchen pretty good every night, where that we're not leaving crumbs, for critters. But anyway, it was to the point that it was me or this mouse. One was going to go, one or the other. We redid the whole kitchen, took out all of the cabinets, the sink, because we were putting in a farmhouse sink, and reinforced everything. And I haven't had any mice problem since then, knock on wood. Neither do I want a problem in the future whatsoever. No mice, please. None. I'm showing you here, Larry had came in and stripped all of this caulking out where the tile meets the countertop. And during the wintertime, the heat tends to separate it, so he went ahead and took that caulking out, put fresh in this year, and it looks so nice. So I'm just going to continue to clean all of my tile and my countertop all the way around in case he missed any residue from any of that caulking, and then I will do some decorating in my other video. I'm just doing a cleanup here today. This next chore is a two-person chore. I get Larry to help me with this. And I try to do this every year, but we found that we could do this every other year. If you're wondering what I was doing, I was spreading out a towel so that Larry could put this bottom warmer drawer on it so it don't scratch our hardwood floor. I love to have my appliances pulled out, and this stove is wedged in there so tight that Larry pulls it out for me. And believe it or not, he helps me clean behind both appliances. You know, usually he'll pull them out and I'll do the cleaning, and then I'll call him back in to help me put them back in place. But look at this. What a helper. This is one of those chores that I just love having done. I try to really watch and make sure nothing spills between the stove and the countertop or anything like that. This warmer drawer, I just keep some of my Polydine pans in there. But I just wanted to go ahead. It looked fine, but I wanted to go ahead and wipe up any dust that may have collected in there. But I try to keep things wiped down. And look at those pans. Does anybody else do this? I have to buy two of everything. I don't need two pans. But when I buy two at a time. I don't know why I do that. I'm not feeding an army anymore. Now the next morning I get up after cleaning my kitchen and I feel good about it. And I turn on the light and I notice that my rack's in my oven. Did I forget to, clean one? I cleaned the bottom one, looks great. And then there's stuff on the door I can see that's built up. So it looks like my oven needs some attention, and this is the perfect time of year to get this job done. Okay guys, I ordered this Steam Shot, Bissell Steam Shot, and I want to see if this is going to help with my oven. Got an extra long cord. Yay. I actually ordered this over the winter time so I would have it ready to do my window seals when I clean my windows. So Larry's already used it for a project and it worked out great. So I want to see how this is going to do on this oven rack that has a buildup, and see if this steam takes it off of the rack or whether I need to do something different. I'm checking to see if those oven racks are still pretty warm. I had previously fixed some toasted English muffins in the oven, so it seems a little hot to my touch. So I'm going to go ahead and get this out with the mitt and see if this steamer is going to take the buildup off of this top rack that I somehow forgot to clean last year. I really don't like to use those like Brillo pads. They clean it really good, but they just really tear my hands up, and I don't normally wear gloves to do any kind of cleaning. Maybe I should, but those gloves are just too big, awkward, and just hard to clean in. So trying this Bissell steam cleaner, it probably is going to do a wonderful job on my window sills, but unfortunately it's not working on this oven rack and this little bit of buildup. So I want to go a different route here. After trying the Bissell steam cleaner on the door, it just didn't work for me. I was having problems with it, the pressure building up, so I'm going to have to read the instructions on how to use this thing. But as impatient as I am, it's just time to move on. So a little bit of Dawn dish liquid in a little green scrubby does the work on the window to the oven, and I try not to get too much of the soap on the edges of it so it doesn't run down in there, because I know that it is not sealed. This does the job on getting any kind of buildup on this glass. And I do go ahead and wipe out the rest of the stove. It's not too bad. It just sort of needs to be, swiped and wiped clean. Little dust particles, or we always try to use a pan under anything we're baking so that we don't have spillovers, because I really don't want the mess and the cleanup. This is just easy to do, is just to wipe it out each year, and sometimes just for the season, but I haven't done it for a year, so it wasn't too bad. Moving over here at my farmhouse sink, it's big enough for me to put these racks in. And while I was cleaning the oven, I had placed these racks in some Dawn dish liquid and also some Clorox cleaner plus bleach. And I put a little in hot water and I let it soak for about 15 minutes. And was I surprised that the crud on these just wiped off. There was no scrubbing to it. Some of the brown buildup that was in the edges, I did have to take the green scrubby side of the pad and just lightly take that off. But this was just so easy to do. And I so recommend soaking your oven racks in these two products, and it just wiped right off. So that made my job easier, and I hope it makes your job easier too. Give it a try. Maybe if it's got a little more buildup, maybe you let them soak a little longer. But after drying these off, I'm all ready to put it back in my oven, and I am just so pleased with how my oven looks and all set for the year, having my spring cleaning done in my kitchen. Now, let's go ahead and move over to that refrigerator. It hasn't been moved out for 2 years, and it's time to clean under and behind it. There's one. Remember how bad that one looked?
I was just going to say, because when we move this out, a little bit further.
That's pretty dusty. Oh, let me show a picture. You know, everybody wants to see, you want to see my dirt, right? Dirty back there. Not too bad. To my surprise, my hubby worked with me. He got the top of the refrigerator, and he got down and did the baseboards. And so this was teamwork, and I was loving it. So normally he pulls them out for me, and I do the cleaning, and then I'll call him back in to put them back in place. But, you know, he's being a rock star today, so I'm very thankful. I do have a bad knee, and he knows it's very hard for me to get down on the floor and get back up. So, yeah, such a trooper. Thanks, honey. After working from top to bottom and all the way around my kitchen and vacuuming up the floor, the last thing I do is mop my floors. And then after the floor mops, it's decorating time. Now, I don't decorate on my cleaning videos here. You can see how I decorate on my other video, my decorating video, but this one is just about cleaning my home, what I do and what I use. Okay guys, my master bedroom has become a catch-all. Here's a tote I need to go through. I've got rugs that need to go to the laundry room. These need to go out to the garage. There's a mirror I took down in the living room. There it is, just placed there. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with it. Everything's just stacked on everything. Look at my chair. Over here, I've got pillowcases that need to be put away. Stuff I was going to use. The cloche for spring decorating. There's some makeup there that I have for my daughter when she comes and visits. And there's my dumbbells. What a dumb place to have them. And that came out of the bathroom. I'm not sure if I'm even going to use it this season. And I've got some stuff to be marked. I've got a Fitbit and all the bands that go with it that's going to be on Poshmark. I did get my rug over here because I'm going to change it out to blue for spring and summer. And there I keep my medicine by my bedside. Usually if I have a home tour, I put it away, put all that kind of stuff away. And there's an old vintage piggy bank I had since I was 13. Found that while cleaning out the closet. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. And I just got to make my bed, and I'm going to put this blue. I needed to put my winter purse away. I haven't done that. There's a wreath. Don't know if I'm going to use that. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started. I have totally been avoiding this bedroom for 2 weeks. And I will get up and I won't even make my bed. I just shut the door. It's just overwhelming, and it's finally time to get in here and get this mess straightened up. The dust is so thick on my furniture, you could write your name. You could write a story if you wanted. But anyway, I'm going to try to clean from top to bottom, knock the dust to the floor. And Larry will come in and help me get up and under the bed. I do scoot the bed out as far as I can and sweep and mop under there. But this is a king-size bed, and it's really hard to get in the middle, so he does come in and help me with that. I do the inside of my windows. The sun's shining today, and it's just the perfect time to do it, a spring sunny day. And again, like I said, when I am mopping the floor, that means that everything is done up, cleaned up, and then ready to put back together. I'm running all of my bedding in the washer and the dryer to freshen it up. And I'm not quite ready to put my pillows outside. I love to air my pillows outside on the back deck all day, and just the fresh air smell on my pillows is just awesome. And I will do that almost weekly in the summertime. And I have a couple extra chairs out on the deck, and I'll just put them out there, and halfway through the day, I will go out there and turn them over. And I just love the smell of a fresh aired pillow. So getting everything mopped up, I'm not going to do any decorating on this video. This is just about cleaning and how I clean and what I use. I use Pledge on my furniture. We've had this vintage bedroom set for over 20 years. And that dresser that I just moved is actually a nightstand. And the two nightstands don't fit side by side in this bedroom. I have thought about downsizing to a queen, but I just can't bring myself to get rid of this set. It's sturdy. It was very expensive, and I know that it's a really good set, and it's one of those that's going to last our lifetime. Getting all of this done and freshened up, ready to do some decorating, and you can go over to my other video and check out how I decorate my home. This one's just for cleaning. Coming soon, more cleaning. I've got my front porch, craft room, and more.